The following is a class on the Srimad Bhagavatam, 1st Canto, 15th Chapter, text number 42, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on December 20th, 1973, in Los Angeles.
Translation. Thus annihilating the gross body of five elements into the three qualitative modes of material nature, you merge them in one nescience, and then absorb that nescience in the self, Brahman, which is inexhaustible in all circumstances.
Itse vrityacha panchatyam tatcha ekatri ajuhamani. Everything is coming from that one. The theory of conservation of energy. That is, in perfection, all energy are conserved in that Supreme Personality of God. They have got little idea of this, where from the energies are coming, but not perfectly. The modern scientists, they can simply think of conservation of energy, but where is that conservation? That they do not know. That is the missing point. Here it is explained how from that original reservoir of all energy things are coming. That is the lesson in Vedanta Sutra. Janmadasya jataha. Everything is coming from one source. Jato vai imani bhutani jayante. These are Vedic mantras. That is Brahma. Brahma means inexhaustible, or boy. There is no exhaustion. Purnam, as we learn, Purnamada, Purnavidam. Everything complete. Complete, we have no idea of complete. We think complete also limited. Complete satisfaction. Suppose you have got a bank balance, $1 million. You think it is now complete. I am fully satisfied. But he hasn't got the complete idea. The bank balance may be $1 million today, but if I spend it, it will gradually reduce, and one day it will be zero. So that is not complete. Complete means you go on spending as much as you like, still it remains complete. That is complete. There is a small story, perhaps I have narrated this story some time ago, that in a school, formerly there was no charge for a school. Now everything has become business. Formerly, a Brahmana, he'll start a school. Brahmana is pathan, his business is to become learned himself and to distribute his knowledge, education to everyone free. This is Brahmana. The Brahmana and the opposite word is Kripono. Kripono means miser. A miser, he has got money, but he does not spend, he keeps it. And Brahmana means he has got knowledge and he distributes for others' benefit. That is Brahmana. Therefore we are making every one of our disciples Brahman. Not that he should simply know himself what is God. No, he must distribute the knowledge also. Go from town to town, village to village, and try to convince these rascals what is God. They simply write, in God we trust, but they do not know what is God, how to trust. Nothing. Now let them know it scientifically. Here is the movement, Krishna consciousness movement. What is this movement? To know God. Of course we cannot know God perfectly. God is so unlimited. Still, as far as possible, we can know as God speaks Himself about Himself, the Bhagavad Gita. So, this is meant for the Brahman. Therefore he offers second initiation, sacred thread, that one should become Brahman, not a Kripara. Miser, no. One should be thoroughly learned what is God and teach others how to trust Him. That is Brahman. Simply slogan, we trust in God, and all rascals and fools, this is not good. Now, we should take up this point, that you write, in God we trust. What is God? Do you know what is God? Ask the President, Nixon, rascal. He will not be able to. Then we will know. If the President does not know, how the people will know? Jad acharati shrestha lokastad anuvartate. Shrestha, the chief man, the leader, just like I am leading the society, so what I shall do, naturally it will be followed. Prabhupada does it. So, that is applicable everywhere. If the President knows what is God, how to trust Him, why shall I trust unless I know you properly? It is natural. If somebody says, trust this man, then my next question, I must first of all know this man, then I shall trust. Similarly, if you do not know what is God, what is the meaning of your trust? It is all childish. Slogan. Therefore the condition is so deteriorated. Everywhere, not only here, they have no knowledge of God. We can challenge anyone, any so-called scientist, philosopher, politician, big men. They know only wine, woman, meat eating, that's all. This much their knowledge. But who knows God? Nobody. Ultimately, the rascal says, I am God. Failing to know God, he becomes himself. So, here is very nicely explained how from that one, Prakritim Janti Mamika, in the Bhagavad Gita, it is said that this Prakriti means nature will be unda, again come to me within. Just like the spider. The spider makes a cobweb from the saliva, from him. He can work, he knows how to work on it, and again he can wound it up. That is practical example. Similarly, the material nature, here is the point of creation. The energy is conserved. Energy is never lost or born. But this Prakriti, this material nature is not eternal. It is temporary. The same example. The spider, suppose it is eternal, but the cobweb made by the spider, that is not eternal. Bhutta bhutta praliyate. It is created and again unda. Similarly, the point of creation comes from God. God is not created. They ask this question. Everything is created, the God must be created. That idea comes because we have no other idea than the creation, maintenance, and again annihilation. We have no other idea. In this material world, we have no other idea. We see this body is created by father and mother, then it remains for time, it grows, and then it becomes old, and then it vanishes. Saravika, 6 kinds of changes. Janma, Sthiti, Parinam. In this way, everything in this material world, nothing is permanent. But the soul within the body, that is permanent. That is the conservation of energy. That they do not know. Where the energy is reserved and where from the energy is manifested, again only. A living entity has God and we living entity, we have got the same quality. As God is the reservation, conservation of all energy, material energy. Similarly, I, you, we being small particle of God's fraction. There's a spark of the fire, big fire, and a small spark. That small spark has all the qualities of fire, all the chemical composition of fire is there in the small spark, but in very, very small quantity. A drop of sea water has got the all chemical composition of the ocean. That is equality, qualitatively. And quantitatively, what is the comparison between the drop of ocean water and the ocean? There is no comparison. That is difference. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's philosophy is perfect. Achinta Bhedabhed. Inconceivably, simultaneously, one and different. We are one with God. While the rascals who have no thorough knowledge, they simply take this oneness. I am one with God. That is rascal. There are two things. One and different, simultaneously. Qualitatively one, quantitatively different. So as this body is created by my energy, my subtle energy and my gross energy. It is also the whole energy. I am also emanation from God. The total energy is God. I am fragment energy, but still I have got the same function. It's like I am put into the womb of the mother through the semen of the father. Now, according to my energy, I am placed into a suitable condition. If I have worked for becoming a dog, then through the semen of the dog, I am put into the womb of a dog mother. And if I have worked as a god, then through the seminar of the father, I am put into the womb of a mother. So in this way, my conservation of energy worked there. The supply is there, and I form the body. This body is formed, this is creation. As my body is formed, similarly this whole universal body is formed. That is creation. They do not understand. They are so rascal, they do not understand. The creation is a fact, and the original creator is God. So, in scriptures, God created this world. That is fact. But unfortunately they do not know how it is created. Lack of knowledge. So that is explained here. Tritte Huttvacha Panchatam. How things are developing. From the spirit soul, there is total material energy. Energy is coming. The conservation of energy is the spirit soul. What is the difficulty to understand? That is permanent, abad. Therefore there are two kinds of energy from the Supreme Soul, God. One, that is explained in the Bhagavad Gita. Bhumirapo nalo vayu khangamana buddhiri vacha. Bindame pakiti ashtadha. Ashtadha. Ashtadha means 8. So tritte, 3, and panchatam, 5. That makes 8. The 8 kinds of material energy. Earth, water, fire, air, sky. These are gross. The gross, amongst the gross also, the finer material energy, the sky, we cannot see. This is also gross. Then, mind. Everyone knows. I am thinking, I have got mind, you know, I know. But where is the mind? Have you seen? Somebody suggests mind is in the brain, somebody suggests in the stomach, somebody is suggesting. But there is mind, everyone knows. The next final, the sky, we can perceive the sky is there by sound. As soon as this is due to sky, this sound, that is the symptom, there is sky. But similarly, although the sky you cannot see, you can understand. Similarly, mind is there, you can understand by thinking, feeling, willing. Mind is there. But you do not see the mind. Oh, why you are so much proud? Can you show me? You cannot see your mind, you cannot see the sky. And you want to see God with these eyes. Just see how foolish it is. You cannot see even the gross thing. And subtle things, and the finer than all subtle things. Mind, then intelligence. Simple, not mind. When we think, feel, or will, there is intelligence behind that. If the intelligence is not good, simply you will think of nonsense. So behind the mind there is intelligence. And behind the intelligence there is soul. So if you cannot see the mind and the finer gross material sky, you cannot see intelligence, how will you see the soul? Therefore you cannot understand this gross situation, you cannot. Achinta, it is beyond your anything which is beyond your conception. You don't try to speculate. That is simply a waste of time. Then, how shall I know? You know from the authority. The same example. You cannot speculate who is your father. Know from your mother who is your father. Very simple. But if you speculate, who is my father, who is my father, who is my father, that is not possible. Chirang vichinna. If you go on speculating without taking care of the mother, without asking from your mother, if you simply want to know by your research scholarship, who is my father, you'll never know it. Achinta khaluji bhava natastar kena jujay. Therefore, things which are beyond your speculation, don't try to argue. Don't be foolish, don't be rascal. It is, how you can? Because it is beyond your conception. There is no question of it. By argument, by speculation, by logic, you cannot understand what is soul, what is God. That is not possible. Achinta khalu je pava nadastartena jujayat. Don't waste your time. So, similarly, we do not know what is God by speculation. That is not possible. And religion means the science of God. Religion means the science of God. So how religion, you can understand that this is proper religion? Because you do not know God, neither it is possible to speculate on God. Then how I shall accept religion? Just try to understand. Religion means the science of God. It is not a sentiment, it is science. So, if you want to know the science, therefore Vedic injunction is tad vijnanartham sa gurumeva avigachet. In order to know that science, knowledge, you must approach Guru. That is practical. Even for material science, you go to school, college to learn from the authority. How you can learn about God, about soul, without approaching a proper person who knows it? So that is the way. That is the way. You cannot speculate. Athapiti deva padambujadayam prasaduleshanugrhita eva hi janati tattam. Tattam. The truth one can understand who has received the mercy of God. Therefore we sing, Guru is the mercy, mercy of God. God is so merciful that He is within yourself. He is trying to teach you. And internally and externally He appears as Guru to teach you. Mercy. So therefore Guru is considered as good as Krishna. Sakshad harittena samasta shastra. In all the shastras, the Guru is respected as Krishna is respected. Sakshad harittena. Haritya. Hari means Lord. Samasta, in all these scriptures, Guru is accepted as Krishna. But he never says that he is Krishna, neither he is Krishna. Then what is his position? Kintu Prabhurja Priya eva tasya. He is the most confidential servant of Krishna. He will never say that I am Krishna, I am God. That is not Guru. Guru must place, he knows perfectly that he is serving Krishna. His business is to serve Krishna. Krishna wants all these fallen souls to be delivered because they are Krishna's part and parcel. Thank you very much.
The following is a class on the Srimad Bhagavatam, 1st Canto, 15th Chapter, text number 44, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on December 22nd, 1973, in Los Angeles.
Translation. He then started towards the north, treading the path which was accepted by his forefathers and great men, to devote himself completely to the thought of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he lived in that way wherever he went.
Udicing Prabhvesha. So, one who goes to the northern side, it is to be understood, he never comes back. Northern side means the Arctic zone covered with snow. So, this was known in Bhagavad age. Not only in Bhagavad age, and about 1,000 years ago also, there is Kalidas's book, Kumar Sambhav, the birth of Kartikeya. So in that book, the beginning is Asti Uttarashamdeshi Himalaya Nama Nagadhiraja. Uttarashamdeshi, in the northern side, there is mountain which is covered with snow. Himalaya. Him means ice. Hima. Asti Uttarashamdeshi Himalaya Nama Nagadhiraja. On the northern side there is a hill, a mountain, which is always covered by snow. Although at the present moment, Himalaya, there is one mountain that is also called Himalaya, Mount Everest. But I think this Arctic zone was referred because it is said that touching both sides water. Asti Uttarashamdeshi Himalaya Nama Nagadhiraja Toyonidhi Avogajya. Toyonidhi. Toyonidhi means oceans. Both sides ocean. The Pacific Ocean and the Atlantic Ocean. Avogajya, touching. So, the Arctic zone was referred in many books, Vedic literature. It's not that it was unknown. Everything was known. The modern historians, they say like that. They say the Bhagavata was written about 1,500 years ago. No, 5,000 years ago. They bring everything within the Christian era. Before that there is no history according to them. And that is not the fact. Anyway, Maharaj Yudhishthira went to the northern side. Gatapurvang Mahatmavi. His forefathers, they are also Mahatmas. Formerly, the kings were not licentious drunkards. They are all rishi, as good as great saintly person, Rajarshi. Therefore, Bhagavad Gita was taught to the saintly kings. The modern people, they say, why not this movement amongst the poorer class men? They do not know who is poor. Anyone who is poor in spiritual understanding, he is poor. By material opulence one does not become rich. He is animal. By material opulence one may be polished animal, but he is animal. One who is spiritually advanced, he is actually in knowledge. Because basic principle is spirit. Without spiritual knowledge, anything, any so-called knowledge, advancement of knowledge, is simply mistake. Just like if you, in calculating one mathematical sum, if you commit mistake anywhere, the whole thing is spoiled. Whole thing is spoiled. You go on, you are making progress, but real mistake was there, it will never tally. The balance sheet will not come into being. So, the real mistake they are committing, Dehatma buddhi, this body as self, that is the basic mistake of all education. Jasyatma buddhi kunapiti dhatu. Anyone who has accepted this body as self, jasyatma buddhi, kunapiti dhatu, this is a bag of three elements, kapha, pitta, vaya. And on this basis, sadhi kalatradeshu, sadhi means thinking, my own man. Kalatradeshu, kalatra means wife, and through wife, children, then other relationship. Sadhi kalatradeshu bhaumaijadhi, and the land in which one is born, that is worshipable. Nowadays nationalism. Nationalism means the land. In so many ways, the whole basic principle of education is wrong. Therefore, such persons who are making so-called progress on the basic principle of mistake, so parabhavastava, they are simply being defeated because the basic principle is wrong. Parabhavastavad abodhajat javanna jignasata atmatattvam. Atmatattvam, spirit, spiritual knowledge, one who hasn't got. So, whatever they are doing in the name of progress, they are all being defeated, that's all. It will never be successful. They will never be happy. There will be no peace and prosperity in the world because the basic principle is wrong. So, this here it is said, Mahatma, Gata Purvang Mahatma bhi. We have to follow great personalities for advancement of knowledge. Actually do. We accept authority, go to school, college, to learn something from the teacher, professor. But unfortunately the teachers, professors, they are all rascals. Therefore do not get proper education. Wrongly direct. They are changing. Changing is not knowledge. That is not knowledge. Just yesterday we were talking, some theosophist. He is changing his views. Formerly it was right, now it is wrong. But that is not knowledge. Knowledge means what you accept as right, it must be accepted perpetually right. That is all. That is knowledge. This is like our principle. Krishna says, I am the Supreme, 5,000 years ago. So, Arjuna, who heard from Krishna, he also said, Parabrahma param dhama, pavitram paramam bhava. He accepted. I am speaking of 5,000 years. Otherwise, perpetually, imam vivasati yugam praktavanam, long ago, before speaking to Arjuna, this Bhagavad Gita was spoken to the sun God 40 millions of years ago. The same principle. And Bhagavad Gita, I am speaking to you the same principle. Not that 40 millions of years have passed, there things have changed. No. Nothing has changed. The sun 40 millions of years ago used to rise from the eastern side 40 or trillions of years. Still it is rising from the east. Can you make any new thing? Let it be. Let the sun rise from the west. No, that is not possible. So knowledge means without any mistake. Anything without any mistake, that is perpetually right. And anything based on mistaken idea, that will change. And you have to correct the mistake. The so-called modern scientists, they are simply correcting their mistake. Therefore they have no real knowledge. Nobody can have real knowledge because we are imperfect. Our senses are imperfect. That is our defect in the conditioned life. We have got 4 defects. We commit mistake. We become illusion. Our senses are imperfect. And we cheat. Because our knowledge is imperfect, still we take the position of teacher, therefore we are cheater. Not teacher but cheater. So the teacher society nowadays is the cheater society. And this modern world is a society of the cheater and the cheated. That's all. Somebody is cheating and somebody is being cheated. This is going on. So how can we not cheated? That is Mahatma V. You have to follow the previous great acharyas. Mahatma V. Just like Krishna is accepted. Krishna says, he is the Supreme Personality of God. Arjuna accepted, yes, Param Brahma Param Dhava, after hearing from him. Param Brahma. And then after Arjuna, disciple succession. Lord Chaitanya accepted, all the acharyas, Ramanujacharya, Madhyacharya, they accepted Krishna, the Supreme Personality. Shastra says Krishnastu Bhagavan Sam. So we have to follow this Mahajan. Otherwise we cannot get the right knowledge. Mahajana jena gatasya pantha. We have to follow great authorities. Who are authorities? They are mentioned in the Shastras. Shambhu Narada Shambhu Kumaro Kabilo Mano Prahlada Janaka Bhishma Bali Vaiyasaki Vayam. Everything is there, Shastra. So, Yudhishthira Maharaj followed the principles as it was done by the previous Mahatma V, great personalities, not only in his family but also otherwise. Because knowledge is, right knowledge, is not different. 2 plus 2 equal to 4. It is right in Europe, in America, in Asia, in white, in black, everywhere. It is 2. 2 plus 2. You cannot make 2 plus 2 equal to 5. That is not possible. That is truth. So, Riddhi Brahma Param Dhyayam. This is the principle. If you want to stop repetition of birth and death, this is our real problem. But people are so poor in knowledge, they do not know what is the problem. They are tackling some temporary problem. There is no petrol, there is no this, there is no that. Well, even petrol is there, but what about yourself? Are you going to live here forever? That is not problem. I am making arrangement for my sense gratification very nicely. Skyscraper building and very nice car, very nice bank balance, everything, that's all right. But are you going to live permanently? What is the answer, my dear scientist? No answer. Just see, you construct a house with a hope that you shall live here. But if you are informed, oh, you are going to die tomorrow, will you take that responsibility? Constructing, spending millions of dollars? Oh, I am going to die. That is natural. That is natural. So, before making nice arrangement for our living condition, first of all make this condition sure that you are going to live actually. You live comfortably. Is that guarantee? No, that is not guarantee. At any moment you will be kicked out. Any moment. That is real problem. First of all, make yourself assured that you will not be kicked out. Just like even we enter an apartment, we make so many agreements with the landlord. This condition, that condition. What is the idea? That I may not be kicked out. I may not be kicked out tomorrow. The landlord may say, get out. This is the agreement you make. So what is the agreement for your living condition? Therefore, real problem is that we are coming, we are accepting one type of body, either in human society or animal society or tree society or dog society, accepting somebody. Karmanada, even according to our karma, there are so many varieties of life. Why so many varieties are? What is the explanation? Just like there are so many varieties of apartment. So what is this means? You enter some apartment according to the payment you can provide. Therefore there are so many varieties of apartment. It is common sense after. Otherwise all apartments should have been the same, of the same size, same quality. No. There are different tenants, they pay differently, therefore there are different kinds of apartment. Similarly, this is also apartment. Dehinasmin jathade. The spirit soul is within this apartment body. So according to karma, according to payment, one has got American body, one has got African body, one has got Indian body, one has got this body, that body, dog's body, cat's body, tree's body. This is karma. This is karma. This is our real problem. And this human life is especially meant for solving this problem, not the problem of petrol. But they have forgotten. They are so rascals, the real problem they have forgotten. So, this is the problem, but that is not the problem for Krishna. But that is problem for us, because we are very minute. Spark of Krishna, as the spark has the chance of being extinguished out of the fire. Similarly, being separated from Krishna, being entangled in this material energy, we have forgotten. Our that spiritual quality, burning quality just like fire, that is now extinguished. It is not exactly extinguished, almost extinguished, we have forgotten. But it can be again brought into the original position by fanning. Just like there is small fire in the charcoal, you fan it and it will gradually become a big fire. So this Krishna consciousness movement is fanning that spiritual spark to come into full consciousness. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Following is a class on the Srimad Bhagavatam, 1st Canto, 15th Chapter, text number 45, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on December 23rd, 1973, in Los Angeles.
Translation. The younger brothers of Maharaj Yudhishthir observed that the age of Kali had already arrived throughout the world, and that the citizens of the kingdom were already affected by irreligious practice. Therefore, they decided to follow in the footsteps of their elder brother.
This Kalina, you were reading Kalina Dharmena, Kalina Adharmen. These two are mixed together, become Swar A, Sandhi. Kalina Dharmena. So, Kali means quarrel. Unnecessary quarrel. Kalina, by by the age of Kali. This is the age of Kali. There are 4 ages: Sattva, Treta, Dwapar, Kali. Degrading, gradually degrading. This nature's way is to degrade. That is the nature's way, time factor. Just like you construct a very nice house today, good looking, fresh, but by ages it will become old. Your body, my body, in youth age it is very beautiful, and in due course of time it will be ugly like me. So, this is the work of the time. Similarly, nature's way, there are 4 ages: Sattva Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Kali Yuga. Seasonal changes. So the Sattva Yuga, the religious principles are followed strictly, 100%. That is called Sattva Yuga. And Treta Yuga, 25% reduced. That means 75% religious principle and 25% irreligious. And the Dwapar Yuga, 50-50. 50% religious and 50% irreligious. And the Kali Yuga, 75% irreligious and 25% religious. Gradually reducing to need. No more religious. Then finished. Then there will be devastation. Again Sattva Yuga will begin. This is the way of change of Sattva Yuga, Sattva, Treta, Dwapar, Kali. The duration of Sattva Yuga is about 1800,000 of years. 1800,000 years. 100,000. 1800. Similarly, Dwapar Yuga, Treta Yuga, about 1200,000 of years. Similarly, Dwapar Yuga, 800,000 of years. And Kali Yuga, 400,000 of years. This is the beginning of Kali Yuga. Out of 400,000 of years, we have passed only 5,000 years. Not only 400,000, 432,000 of years. There is regular calculation in the Vedic Shastra. So out of that, we have passed 5,000 years. That Kali Yuga has begun just after the battle of Kurukshetra. So we have passed only 5,000 years of this Kali Yuga. There are still balance 427,000 of years. Still balance. So the police friends, just like a man is known by his company, the Kali Yuga is the age of irreligion, therefore quarrel and fighting. Quarrel and fighting. Communal fighting. Unnecessarily they will form a community, a group, all rascals, another group of rascals, and they will fight unnecessarily. Just like this nationalism. This is simply a group of rascals, that's all. Why rascal? Because religious, therefore rascal. So big men, big scientists, still they are rascal. Yes, they are still there rascal. Why? Because irreligious, they do not know what is God. Therefore they are rascal. This is the only test. Whether You know God. No, sir. Then you are rascal. That's all. No more test. One test. One test is sufficient. Whether you know God. Because this human life is meant for knowing God. This temple is meant for human being, not for the cats and dogs. So, if you do not know God, then you are a rascal. You are exactly like the cats and dogs, that's all. This is the verdict. Now you can fight why you are calling me cats and dogs, but we are talking, calling Krishna the great authority. But what Krishna says, that is right. If you scrutinize by your logic, argument, philosophy, science, you will find that Krishna is perfectly right. Therefore he accepts Krishna. Unless Krishna is perfectly right, why should he accept Krishna? If he is ordinary rascal, then why? What is the use of reading his book, Bhagavad Gita? No. All the acharyas, all the saintly scholars, they have accepted. Therefore you have accepted. Because he is beyond all, it is false. What is the difference between ordinary man and a liberated man? Liberated. Man, not under the conditions of material nature. He is called liberated. Liberated means who is not conditioned by the laws of nature. He is called liberated. So Krishna is the liberated Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, he has no defects. And those who are just like we are not liberated. Therefore we have got 4 defects. The 4 defects are that we commit mistake. Anyone, big man, he must commit mistake. Because he is not liberated. These are not the laws of material nature. Who is here in this meeting who can say that I have never committed any mistake? Is there anybody? However learned scholar you may be, commit mistake is inherent. Similarly, to become illusion. Illusion means to accept something which you are not, or which is not fact. That is called illusion. Just like sometimes we see that the sun is on the western side, but reflection is on the glass, and the glass is reflecting some light. So we are thinking the sun has come to the other side. We have got this experience. Sun is this side, reflecting, the sun shining, and on the glass or on mirror, and the same reflection is this side. So we are thinking the sun is this side, the sunlight is coming. That is called illusion. This is the example of illusion, which is not fact, but it is appearing. False thing appearing as true, that is called Maya. This is the explanation of Maya. Maya, Ma means not, Ya means this. Maya, what you are experiencing, that is not, that is called Maya. So, a conditioned soul, a child will think that although the fact is sun is this side, by seeing the reflection a child may say the sun is this side. Then that is called illusion. So, we are all illusion because we accept this body as self. What you are? Oh, I am American. Why American? Because this is American born body. But I am not this body. So, but we accept, it is going on, this illusion is going on. mistake is going on. And in spite of becoming illusioned and mistaken, I am posing myself as great scholar, philosopher, scientist, therefore cheater. But I do not know the things, because I am already illusioned. And I commit mistake. And still I am proving that I am theologian, I am scientist, and then change again. I say today something and tomorrow something else. Because I am mistaken, illusioned. I must go on speaking like that nonsense. Today something, tomorrow something. And this is going on advancement. What is this advancement? If you do not know something as real, you say something today and tomorrow you say something, the same mistake. Again, day after tomorrow you say something. Where is your knowledge? There is no knowledge, but still he is posing to be man of knowledge. He is getting Nobel Prize. This is called cheating. And people are, those who are cheated, they are accepting this cheating knowledge. Therefore, the whole human society is full of cheaters and cheated. Full of so Brahm Pramad Viprapsa and Karunapata. Then if somebody says that why you are speaking that these men are cheaters and cheated and illusion and in Maya, that because these senses are imperfect. Because you are gathering knowledge by the senses. There are 5 senses acquire knowledge, and the 5 senses act according to that knowledge. And these sense objects, there are sense objects. That's why you have got eyes, you have to see something objective. Roop, form. The knowledge acquired by the eyes is to understand the form. Similarly, the knowledge acquired by the ears is to acquire knowledge from the sound. Because physical means the sound, light, form, these things are physical things. So we have got senses to acquire knowledge. So, 5 knowledge acquiring senses, 5 working senses, and 5 sense objects. And I am there. This is called 16 elements. And then, 5 material elements, earth, water, fire, air, and 5 subtle elements, 3, 8. So in this way, the whole world, this universe, cosmic manifestation, is a composition of these 8 elements, 24 elements. And beyond these 24 elements, I am the soul. And beyond myself, there is the super soul. This is knowledge. This is knowledge. So, without this knowledge, nobody is perfect. And without being perfect, if we hear from somebody who is not perfect, it is simply waste of time. And that is the symptoms of Kali Yuga. Therefore it is said, Kalina adharma mitrena. Adharma mitra. And the adharma mitra, this is the composition. Ignorance. Now the friends, which friend helps me to keep me in this perpetual ignorance? These are illicit sex, intoxication, meat eating and gambling. These 4 friends. You associate with these 4 friends, you will be very easily advancing under the influence of Kali Yuga. This is the fact. Kalina dhanmena. So formerly, the kings, the government man, King means the supreme executive head of government. They could understand that these things are now coming. Drishtva, seeing practically. Because as soon as people are addicted to these four principles, illicit sex, meat eating, intoxication and gambling, where everyone can see, that means Kali Yuga. Drishtva. So how they saw? They saw the practical. They know how to see. Just like in the chemical laboratory, they see the characteristic of a certain thing, analyze, and they say, yes, it is perfect, it is not perfect, because these things are wanting. So it is not pure, it is adulterated, chemical examination. And if these characteristics are there, in every chemical book, every chemical has got some characteristic. Just like potassium cyanide, the chemical examiners have not experienced what is the taste. Because as soon as you taste, you finish. Potassium cyanide, you know this. So therefore in the chemicals there is no mention the taste of the potassium. So nobody has still taste. So there is a Hindi word in India, दिल्ली का लड्डू जो खाया अभी पछताया, जो न खाया अभी पछताया. There is a दिल्ली का लड्डू, you make laddu. So दिल्ली का लड्डू, it is a very slang language. दिल्ली का लड्डू जो खाया अभी पछताया, जो दिल्ली का लड्डू is so made that one who has tasted it, he laments, and who has not tasted it, he laments. Both of them. So this potassium cyanide is like that, a chemical. The chemists, because they do not know what is the taste, so they say, no, we do not know, it is analysis is imperfect. And those who have tasted, they cannot say they have finished. So this is the position. So this Dilli ka laddu is referred to Dilli prostitute. Dilli ka laddu. So we do not wish to discuss these things, but so many things, not only prostitute, even sex life, it is like that. So human civilization means grihastha, not grihamil. And if you become grihastha, then you are nice, then you are advancing towards self-realization. That is required. Because the cats and dogs, they cannot become grihastha. That is not possible. If you say, if you have got a dog, you get another female dog, my dear dog, you get your wife, live peacefully, chant Hare Krishna. No sir, it is not possible. Because I am dog. Because I am dog, therefore I cannot be satisfied. I must find out another illicit sex and create towel, then pot is. Then fight, that is Kali Yuga. Unnecessarily create by illicit sex life enemy and then become killed and finish your life. That is called Grihamedi. Grihamedi. You require wife, that's all I take. Why? There is no scarcity of wife. Live peacefully, chant Hare Krishna. No. I have got my wife, I want another, I want another, I want another. Like dogs. Yes. So the dog civilization cannot help us. This will not help us. Human life is meant for something else. Nayang deha, dev bhajang niloki, kastan kaman arahati viruja. Everything is discussed in Bhagavad. Therefore we request the whole human society to read these valuable books. Valuable. Oh, they are missing the opportunity. Let them read these books. Their life will be successful. Thank you very much.